Welcome to TalksToGeeks.com. Justin here, back with more movie reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse. As always, I give you a brief synopsis of the movie, so here we go. After reuniting with Gwen Stacy, Brooklyn's full-time friendly neighborhood Spider-Man is catapulted across the multiverse, where he encounters a team of spider people charged with protecting its very existence. However, when the heroes clash on how to handle a new threat, Miles finds himself pitted against the other spiders. He must soon redefine what it means to be a hero so he can save the people he loves most. And before I dive deep into this Across the Spider-Verse, I had to stress this out for those who are going to see the film or who have already saw the film and probably be a little upset with the ending or the way the ending ends. This is just part one of a story. So this one originally, I believe it was supposed to be one full film, but they split it. And given its runtime, I can see why it split it. This film is 2 hours and 15 minutes, and for the little ones, that might be a little bit much of a long time. I was actually in the theater where a family actually had to leave because the little one was getting a little too anxious, and thankfully for them, they decided to, like, okay, we're probably gonna have to have another date night with just ourselves to finish the film. So just for the parents out there with young ones, I'm talking like 4 years old, kindergarten age. This movie goes a little bit long for them, so keep that in mind. That it's not an hour and 30 minutes, not an hour and 20 minutes. This is a 2 hour and 15 minute movie. If you add trailers to it, you're looking at a good 2 hour and 25 minute type of time in here. So just keep that in mind. Now, as far as the story goes, I'm not spoiling anything. I'm not even going to be touching on minor story plots. I will have to say that this story does have a lot of heart. This is truthfully for me the best animation film that we're going to see all year. I love this film, and it is a worthy sequel that did a great job of really building more of that lore and what they were able to do with this as a Spider-Verse. And this one is definitely not a spoiler because it's a Spider-Verse. The way they were able to fit in cameos, the way they were able to weave things into that was in other Spider-Man properties into this film was just masterful. This is how you do cameos. You do cameos not just for the sake of that pop, and I'm gonna use wrestling terms here. For those who don't know what a pop is in wrestling, is like when a fan goes, "Oh my god!" It's when the fans cheer. But they did it in a way that it actually made sense to the story. The cameos actually had purpose or weave in. It could be something to explain a plot. It can be a little bit of a fan service, but you will understand why certain aspects are there. So I think the cameos here, while it did give my theater a good pop, it also made sense to the story. So for the cameos, I would definitely say yes, and it was shocking too. Some of them I was not expecting, and I'm only gonna do one cameo. I will say, actually no, I won't. Oh, you go see the film and you'll see the cameos for yourself. But I will have to say a little bit of a hint. Station. That's all. Station. And some of you will probably get that. Now, as far as the actual story goes, as the synopsis said, Miles is really coming into his own as Spider-Man, and this is more of a progress and more of a character study. And one thing I really loved about the film is, of course, that theme that Spider-Man is known for. With great power comes great responsibility. But in this particular film, I believe that the theme is more focused, yes, on great power and great responsibility, of course, but it's more about fate and destiny. And especially when it comes to Miles, and once you see the film, you're going to see what I'm talking about when it comes to fate and destiny. And I actually do like the villain here of Spot, who basically, I can't go into too much spoil. I can't even go into talk about the villain because that's a little spoiler territory too. But the villain has a purpose. The villain has a motive. The villain might be your typical comic booky type of villain with his motivations, but even he has some heart. he has a reason, legit reason, because the villain has lost so much. And what I really, really do like is, of course, more exploration on Gwen and her conflicting feelings with Miles and her conflicting nature of wrestling with being Spider-Man and keeping secrets is also a theme in this whole film. Is everyone has a secret or everyone's keeping secrets, and it is and it just has that theme of what happens when you're keeping your secrets. So that's all I'm gonna say a little bit about the story here, because I don't want to dwell too much. I might do a spoiler review where we could get deep into the nitty gritty once everybody from ONG watches it. We could do a discussion. But as far as the story goes, it is great. It's a worthy for the sequel. A lot of heart, man. A lot of heart. There's not, for me, I wasn't tearing up in any scenes, but there are scenes in here that just really makes it really why you love these type of superhero films, when they have those type of messages, when they have those moments of those hero moments where the hero has to overcome something. This is why Spider-Man has always been my favorite Marvel hero or character, is because whether it's Miles, Peter, Spider-Woman, there always has some stack against them, and that is something that is really, really explored in this film. I can't tell you it because it will spoil everything, but they do something in here, and they use the comic book term for it, and you just go, "Oh my god! I never thought that a film will do something like that with this particular word." And made it like, I can just give you the word. That won't be a spoiler. Canon. The word canon. Now, if you think about comic books, you think about lore, and you always think, especially in the geek community, we always talking about what's canon, what's not canon. What they do with that word, what they were able to weave with this story, and the importance of canon and Spider-Man lore, regardless of what the Spider-Man is, that theme, like I was talking about with fate and destiny, and with great power comes great responsibility. What they were able to do with this is why this is definitely animation film of the year. Now, as far as the animation goes, speaking of animation, holy God, I wish. I'm not even sure if they even have this in 3D. I have to check, because if they do, I need to see this in 3D, because I saw the first one in 3D and it was just mind blowing. The ability of so many art styles, what they do with the Spider-Men, the Spider people. Oh my gosh, with the way, like, if there was someone drawn a certain way, they managed to keep that look from the comics and blend it into their art style while keeping the same art style of the original art. It's so many art styles that you're going to see from Stan Lee, from Jack Kirby, from so many art styles that was able to just keep the spirit of these characters, and also even able to incorporate something else into it. And it didn't look crazy. It didn't look like, oh my god, it was out of place. It just blended in so well. It's just like, how did you pull this off? It was amazing. It is probably the most visually impressive animation film that you're going to see this year. It is gorgeous to look at. And if there is 3D version of this, I highly will recommend the 3D version, just to see, so you can see how everything really just pops with your eyes. I definitely highly recommend this. Just the animation alone was just so good. Music, music. Oh my god, music was so good. The choices of music. I'm starting to like. The music is so fit for the character of Miles, the culture that he represents. And I usually don't talk about representation. Y'all know me. But the way they represented so many different cultures, and there is a Spider-Man for almost every culture in here. Of course, we have the Japanese Spider-Man. The little anime girl. Of course, we have. I mean, there's Spider-Man in here. You can see from the pictures here. There's Spider-Man for almost every culture in here, and the way it's represented, there's a Spider-Man for everybody. So there's something for everybody to pick up and go, hey, that's me, or hey, I can relate to that. So it does it in such a way that it's just like, you know what? Even I gotta go. Kudos to you guys. Like that was brilliant. There's something here for everybody, so everyone can enjoy. And they did a great job. That's all I can pretty much say for the non-spoiler review. It has some wonderful acting. The voice acting is top notch. Oscar Isaac as Miguel O'Hara is great. Haley Steinfeld as Gwen knocks it out of the park. The first 20 minutes is pure Gwen of what she's been up to, and it's heartbreaking at times. Like, she is the definite emotional weight of this film besides Miles. She is definitely an emotional anchor here because there's such a confliction of what she's going to be doing in this film and what her choices are going to be as she go on. It's a fun film. Definitely go see it. If you just be aware for those with younger kids, this movie is like 2 hours and 15 minutes, so it might be a little bit too long for the younger ones. But shout out to Sony, man. Like, people used to joke around about how Sony is botching the Spider-Man franchise and they need to give it back to the MCU. Honestly, no. No, I'm probably one of the few to do. I actually want Spider-Man on his own, away from the MCU. If you're going to be giving me content like this, and this is just showing you that this film will show you that they kind of don't need the MCU. They can just really do this Spider-Verse thing and still have an MCU type of universe with all these different Spider-Man on their own. I know I might get some backlash for that, but watch this film, you're gonna see what I mean. Like, the way they incorporate some of these cameos, the way they use canon to make things canon is amazing. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm giving this 4.5 stars. This is a must-see film. Go see it. Bring the family, bring the kids. Just be mindful of the runtime. This is Justin from MatakosTheGeeks.com. What did you think of Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse? Comment below. I'm sorry. Comment below. Leave a message. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Very important to keep updated here on our YouTube channel. If you're watching this anywhere else, thankfully, you can check this out at tacosthegeeks.com and browse. And I am starting my words because I'm so tired. So I'm going to wrap this one up. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.